Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keep on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
Big Bucket.
Big Bucket. Let's go ahead and get this party started, Bears fans. Walter Payton, it's the man.
Find Cole Kmet wide open. Touchdown, Bears.
Let me put it on again. Keep is on fire. I love it. I could probably beat him in the 40. Let's freaking go, Chicago Bears fans. Breaking news out of Chicago.
I think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers or something. I'm not talking about get on the field,
Put it right behind me, so every time I'm on the podcast, like, you got Isaiah Fry's jersey? Hell yeah, I do.
Let's go.
You got on with the Bears organization. You got high up. Would I be like a water boy for you or something? What's going on? What role am I? Comment Bear down if you love Keek on the Mic and if you love the Chicago Bears.
Who is this?
Georgia's house.
And as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic.
What is going on, Chicago Bears fans? Thank you guys so much for joining me for another episode right here on the podcast. Before we break news right here on the podcast, make sure you do me a huge favor by hitting the subscribe button and also hitting the like button on today's live stream right on the podcast. We have breaking news out of Chicago. The Chicago Bears, Ryan Poles, are aggressive and they are trading a 2025 sixth round pick to the Los Angeles Rams for guard Jonah Jackson. We literally just talked about Jonah Jackson just a couple of days ago. The Los Angeles Rams, after signing him to a massive 3-year, $51 million contract with a $14.6 million cap hit in 2025. Let him seek a trade, and the Chicago Bears pull the trigger on the guard from the Los Angeles Rams. And for the most part, there's good and bad to this move, right? First and foremost, the Chicago Bears will be taking on the full 3-year, $51 million contract. So they're taking on his whole contract, and it's going to come with a $14.6 million cap hit in 2025. You look at Jonah Jackson, he is 28 years old, stands at 6'4", 309 pounds, but has dealt with a lot of injury issues over the last couple of years, which is why the Los Angeles Rams have decided to, hey, go ahead and seek a trade partner. I will say the good news that a 2025 sixth round pick is not terrible, Bears fans, right? It's good value. It's kind of like a low risk, high reward move. I don't like the contract that we are taking on with Jonah Jackson. Once again, taking on that $14.6 million cap hit in 2025. Obviously, the Chicago Bears do have a massive need on the interior to offensive line. And this guy has been known to play some really good football. This move has Ben Johnson written all over it. Just like I said the other day when we talked a little bit about Jonah Jackson right here on Keek on the Mic. He has dealt with injuries, but back in 2021, with Ben Johnson in Detroit, he did make a Pro Bowl playing over 1,000 snaps, only allowed 4 sacks, 9 quarterback hits, and 35 total pressures. So Ben Johnson has seen Jonah Jackson play at a really high level. So I think this is one of those things that saying, hey, Ben Johnson looked at Ryan Poles and said, hey, I think that we can get Jonah Jackson playing at that high level again. And once again, only for a sixth round pick. I think it's good bang for your buck. Once again, I do not like the contract with the 3-year, $51 million taking on that cap hit. But the Chicago Bears do have a need on the interior to offensive line. And I guess I do like the aggressiveness from Ryan Poles going out there and trying to address the interior of this offensive line. Like I said, a sixth round pick in 2025 is not terrible. He does have that chemistry and familiarity with Ben Johnson and to play at a high level. Once again, back in 2021, under Ben Johnson, made the Pro Bowl with the Detroit Lions. So this move has Ben Johnson written all over it. But once again, Bears fans, breaking news out of Chicago, the Bears are trading a 2025 sixth round pick to the Los Angeles Rams for guard Jonah Jackson. And once again, they are taking on his full contract here in Chicago. Once again, 28 years old, has familiarity with Ben Johnson. He has shown the ability to play at a high level, had a really good couple of years with the Detroit Lions, which made him a highly sought after guard in free agency last year. Only made it through 1 year of his contract with the Los Los Angeles Rams. So the Bears have him under contract for at least 2 years. So that's obviously good news. Once again, the cap hit is kind of high. So I'm interested to see when Jonah Jackson comes here to Chicago, if Ryan Poles tries to maybe lower that cap number a little bit, maybe try to restructure his contract so we're not paying him that $14.6 million, that cap hit in 2025. And of course, this move cannot become official until March 12th, which is the start of the new league year. Bears fans, how are you guys feeling about this move? I don't think this changes anything in regard to Ryan Poles still being aggressive in free agency as well. This is the start of the puzzle. You bring in Jonah Jackson. I'm a guy that, if healthy, can be a very stable piece to this Bears offensive line. So now you add a guy like Jonah Jackson. So what is going to be next for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears? They're still Kevin Zeitler out there that you can bring in. Maybe are they still going to go out there and get Drew Dahlman as your center? But as we all know, Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears and Ben Johnson felt strongly enough about Jonah Jackson and what he could actually be, even though he has injury history, but they felt confident enough that he's going to be healthy, ready to go by the season starts, and that he can be a huge upgrade to this Chicago Bears offensive line. So as it stands, Bears fans, you're looking at Braxton Jones at left tackle, right? You're going to put Jonah Jackson at left guard or right guard. Hopefully they can land a center in free agency. Hopefully it's Drew Dahlman. You have Drew Dahlman at center. Obviously you need to still invest in another guard as well. And then you have Darnell Wright at right tackle. For me personally, I'm not too upset about this move, right? I talked about the other day that it would probably only take a 6th round pick to land a guy like Jonah Jackson, and I was absolutely right, as the Bears traded one of their 2025 6th round picks to land a guard, Jonah Jackson. So this is once again a low risk, high reward move. The only thing I do not like about this move is, obviously you're dealing with the injury history, and then of course, You have to understand that we're going to take on that cap hit as well. We're taking on that full 3-year, $51 million contract, which he still has 2 years left on his deal. So the Bears have control on Jonah Jackson for at least a couple more years. There's a lot of people asking about Jonah Jackson's injury history. Let's go ahead and take a look at his injury history. Last year he dealt with a lot of shoulder or scapula injury, so that only allowed him to play, I think, like 4 or 5 games last year for Los Angeles. So dealing with some shoulder injuries, but he should be good to go because he dealt with that injury kind of early on in the season. So I'm anticipating that he will be healthy, ready to go. And I've always said that when he is healthy, he is a pretty stable player along the offensive line. Once again, you have to understand that Ben Johnson saw him play at a high level back in 2021. Really good against the run, has good capability and pass protection as well. So it's one of those things that when healthy, and I hate to use the term when healthy, he can be a very good player on this Bears offensive line. And once again, you're getting a guy that can play at a high level, a guy that Ben Johnson's comfortable with for only a 6th round pick. So to me, I don't see anything wrong with the Chicago Bears making this move. The only thing I'm interested to see if Ryan Poles is going to try to maybe tweak the contract a little bit, so we're not paying that high out of a cap hit on a guy that has dealt with some injuries over the years. So we're going to go ahead and look at Jonah Jackson's PFF grades, kind of like over the years, right? Because once again, I kind of want you guys to get an understanding of what the Bears are adding here in Chicago, right? And to me, it hasn't been all bad. I think once again, the only big thing about Jonah Jackson is that injury history, that which I can understand can scare some people away. But for me personally, he's not all that bad of a player. And once again, he had his best year in 2021. Really, his stint in Detroit, what was really good, which is why he signed a massive 3-year, $51 million contract with the Los Angeles Rams last season. So not really a big sample size last year because he was dealing with that shoulder injury. So not really a big sample size there. But when we're looking at his 2021, right, his 2021 numbers and why Ben Johnson was probably so high on this guy, you look at his run blocking grade, a 76.4 PFF run blocking grade. He had a 69.3 overall grade and not really great in pass protection in 2021. But when you look, he only allowed 4 sacks, 9 quarterback hits, and 35 total pressures. Has experience playing left guard, also a little bit of experience playing center as well. So a very versatile player here in the National Football League, and he adds versatility to the Chicago Bears offensive line as well. So one of those things that I actually like the move, Bears fans, and we all know that the Bears have a need on the interior offensive line, and Ryan Poles opted to look at the trade market and add Jonah Jackson for a 6th-round pick. So, Bears fans, let me know how you guys are feeling about this move in the comment section. I appreciate having over 200 people here. We're breaking news here on Keek on the mic. Appreciate you guys being here. Do me a huge favor by hitting the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Make sure you do me another favor by hitting the like button as well and sharing this channel with every single Bears fan that you know as well. I do want to make an announcement that I will be doing a massive live stream next Monday for the start of the negotiating period, trying to break every single free agency signing for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. But the Bears, to me, upgraded a little bit here on the offensive line, the interior offensive line with Jonah Jackson, especially when he's healthy. He could be a very good player for the Chicago Bears. Once again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to try to read all your guys' comments. I appreciate you guys coming in. Someone said, seriously, Jonah Jackson. Someone said, keep it coming, my dude. FGB, bear down to you as well. Someone said, KOTM, great job breaking news. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Someone said 14 million ? Yeah, 14 million. It's pretty high, right? But once again, I think he can be a pretty good player. Keyword, when healthy. Someone said about time. Sean Snyder says, I would have rather keep Jenkins for a lower amount. I definitely agree. You could have probably kept Tevin Jenkins for a lower amount, but I think you have to understand it's the familiarity that he has with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson knows the type of player the Chicago Bears are getting in Jonah Jackson, and Jonah Jackson probably plays exactly the way that Ben Johnson wants his offensive lineman to play, right? Someone said, OMG, what? Too much money, but love the move. Yes, we definitely had a need on the interior. Someone said, great move, just turned 28 last month. Yeah, he's still very young, and the Bears have him under control for the next 2 years. So that's a really, really good move. Someone said, he's violent. Love that. The price, not so much. Yeah, he's violent player, really violent in the run game, and that's what Ben Johnson wants. He wants his offensive lineman to be really violent and dirty and have that nasty edge, that nasty mean streak in the run game. And that's exactly what Jonah Jackson will bring to this Bears offensive line. Someone says, we don't pay the signing bonus, so cap hit is $9 million. That would be a lot better if true. What injury did you have? He said, I was dealing with a shoulder injury. A lot of people are kind of concerned about the money, which is obviously okay. Someone said, having to say if healthy is basically Tev. Yeah, unreliable. So hopefully he can stay healthy. He definitely missed a lot of time last year, but was really durable during his time with the Detroit Lions. So he started dealing with his injuries once he signed his contract with the Rams. Brian says, appreciate you, Keek. Good news adding to the O-line. Bear down to you as well. Someone said this is a contract, very violent sport. The chance of injuries is 100% to all non-athletes. Absolutely. Mick Muffin says, yo, Keek on the mic. A buddy from another Discord put this trade like this. We traded Justin Fields round pick for a 6th, and we got Jackson for a 6th. So essentially traded Fields for Jackson. Yes, you could definitely say that. Someone say, great show, Keek. You're one of the best out there. I appreciate you, Sean, so much. And I appreciate every single one of you guys out there. Continue to support me. And once again, breaking news out of Chicago. The Bears are trading a 2025 6th-round pick for guard Jonah Jackson. Once again, before I hop off, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Make sure you hit the like button as well on today's live stream, and make sure you share this podcast with every single Bears fan that you know. Red Greg says, what up, Keek? Nice move, but a little pricey. Way to be on top of this, bro. Bear down to you as well. Once again, I try my best, if I have the time, to hop on here really quick, to really break any news. Someone said, do we have 1 6th round still? Yes, I believe we had 2 6th round picks. We got that extra 6th round pick from when we traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we still have 1 6th round pick in this year's NFL draft. Someone says, is he good? Yes, I think he is a very good guard. Once again, the key word, when healthy. Back in 2021 was our Pro Bowler with the Detroit Lions under Ben Johnson. Eric Thomas says, bear down, Keek. Thanks for the info. Pretty good pickup. I really hope we snag Dahlman. And that's the key. This is just one piece to the puzzle. It's not going to take one guy to have a really good unit. I think this is a very solid player that we just added. But now I hope we can land Drew Dahlman for a center. Maybe another guy like Kevin Zeitler. And the Chicago Bears are trying their best to resolve the offensive line so they can go into the draft and take hopefully the best player available, probably another offensive lineman or defensive lineman in round 1. White Ghost says Poles could trade 10 and 39. He's up to something. Yeah, we don't know what Ryan Poles is doing, right? We all know that Ryan Poles is aggressive, trading picks, especially if it makes sense for the team. Once again, I am not mad about the draft capital that we gave up because we had 2 6th-round picks. Once again, it's just about the money that we're taking on. But I do like the fact that we have Jonah Jackson under control for the next 2 years, and he's only 28 years old, so really, really good age as well. Eric Thomas says, yeah, both Zeitler and Dahlman would be awesome. Yeah, so if we can land Zeitler and Dahlman, you would have Zeitler, Dahlman, and Jonah Jackson. And to me, you could still go into the draft and get like a Will Campbell or Tyler Booker as well. And to me, that would be a much improved unit. Someone says he's injured, question mark. What the F? Yeah, he was dealing with the shoulder injury last year that, allowed him to miss a lot of the season, but he should be ready to go when the new season starts here in Chicago. Someone says we have 2 7s, no 6. We only had 1 6th rounder. Maybe that is true. I need to look into it. I believe that last time I looked at it, I thought we had 2 6th round picks, but I could definitely be wrong. Bears fans, I appreciate you tuning in. We have over 200 people. Make sure you do me a huge favor by hitting the subscribe button. I like to come on here live often and try to break news here first. Someone says, what's the money? The money right now would be 3 years, $51 million. He already played 1 year under that contract, so there's still 2 years left on his deal, but he signed a 3-year, $51 million contract last offseason with the Rams. His cap hit was $14.6 million, but I did see someone saying that it may only be $9 million, but I'm aware that I believe it's $14.6 million cap hit for the Bears this year. But once again, I can't update you guys as the more I find out. But yeah, the Bears are taking on the full money. Someone says it was the Fields pick, I think. Yeah, the 6th-round pick that we got for Justin Fields is, I believe, the one that we traded to get Jonah Jackson from the Los Angeles Rams. We had 2 6th-rounders, 1 7th. Yeah, that was the impression I had when I looked at it. We had 2 6th-round picks. I can look really quick just to confirm because I believe we did have 2 6th-round picks. Because now I'm intrigued to see what we had. Let's see. Yeah, he's right. So we only had 1 6th-round pick and 2 7th-round picks. So we don't have a 6th-round pick. So my apologies. So we have 2 7s still, a 5th, a 3rd, 2 2nds, and a 1st-round pick. So obviously, if Ryan Poles really wants someone in the 6th round, he can package those 7th-round picks and trade up. So the 6th-round pick that we traded was definitely the pick we got from the Justin Fields trade. Yeah, Bears basically traded Justin Fields for Jonah Jackson. You were absolutely correct. That's good logic right there. But once again, Bears fans, I appreciate you guys hopping on with me really quick on a Tuesday morning. Once again, the Bears trading a 2025 6th-round pick for guard Jonah Jackson from the Los Angeles Rams to try to fix their offensive line. Once again, in the comment section, go ahead and grade this move by Ryan Poles. I give it a solid C plus B grade. And the only reason why I'm giving it a C plus because once again, he was dealing with that shoulder injury that kept him out for a long period of time last season for the Rams. But once again, if he can come in here and get his health in order, I feel like we got a very good player that can definitely upgrade the offensive line, especially when you're looking at the run game. Once again, love every single one of you guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, hit the like button as well. But as always, Bears fans, bear down.